What is up, subscribers? Sunjutsu here, and today I wanted to go ahead and tell you guys of a brand new series that I'm working on called the Total War Ages. Now, what I'm talking about with this series is, or what I am going to be talking about, is the different ages that separate or come around with each Total War game. So, what exactly does that mean? Well, coming up with the last, well, specifically the last video, the top 5 Lost Total War channels, which you guys have been showing an immense amount of support, commenting on the video, giving me your ideas, giving me your thoughts, liking it. I mean, disliking it, obviously, it's gonna come, but viewing it, so that's awesome. And when I was making that video, I kind of thought, wait a minute, there is something more that I can make that will document the timeline of Total War and its separate ages that it's gone through. And so I wanted to be the one to go ahead and do this video series. It's going to be a 5-part video series. The reason I'm making even this video is because I want as many people as possible to watch these videos as they come out. They're not going to come out in a row, but when they come out, I want people to watch these videos because these videos are meant mainly for 2 reasons. I'll give you guys 2 reasons why I'm making these videos. The number 1 reason, well, actually there's 3. Number 1, basically because I want to make these videos. I want you guys to watch them. That's basically number 1. But number 2 is because I want us as a Total War community having a history, having a documented history that we can kind of fall back on, something that we can see for ourselves and have it documented in some shape or form, because right now we have nothing that kind of shows us what happened in the beginning of Total War up until this point right now where we're at Total War Warhammer. That's the second reason. The third reason is because we're getting a lot of new people coming into Total War because of Total War Warhammer, and even if they don't have that much inclination in wanting to know more about the historical side of it, all the historical games, some of them do. Some of them want to know more about what the games came before. A lot of people actually message me, comment on my videos, telling me that with Total War Warhammer they got into it, but they didn't know that there was one for for Empire, like an 18th century one, 19th century one. They didn't know there was a medieval style one, so they played those games because they got a hold of this game. So that third reason is for them, because I want to make this series for them so they can go ahead and watch these videos and see what we've gone through so far. So let me break it down with you. There's going to be 5 videos. Let me tell you the 5 videos, 5 different ages that I kind of summed up in these videos. So the first age that we have here, you guys should be seeing it right now. I have the Bronze Age, and that's gonna be Rome 1, Rome 1's expansion, Medieval 2, and Kingdoms, which is Medieval 2's expansion. That's gonna be focusing on that era when those 2 sets of video games came out. The community that was growing up around that time, the YouTube community that was growing up with Total War at that time, including my own personal edition of my own personal experiences with these 2 games. So that's what that video is going to be about. That's going to be the first one that's going to come out. The second one is going to be the Silver Age. That is going to be Empire and Napoleon. I'm going to put those together as one set. And again, it's going to be the same thing. I'm going to be bringing up the dates that it came out, the the things that happened while those games came out, the community that was sprouting up around that time as well, and again, my own personal preference and my own personal experiences with those two separate games. Then we get into what I thought of making this series in the first place, the Golden Age of Total War, and the Golden Age for me is Shogun 2. Rise of the Samurai to a lesser extent, but to a more extent, the Fall of the Samurai. I feel like this is basically, I talked about this in my last video, that the Golden Age of Total War, I still believe, is Shogun 2. So, Shogun 2 era, Shogun 2 game, Fall of the Samurai. So, that's the reason I put Golden Age, or these 2 games in the Golden Age bracket. And again, I'm talking about the things that were growing up around that time, the YouTubers that were coming up, making a name for themselves, the players that were coming up, the clans that were coming around, because around that time there were a lot of clans coming from the Napoleon era. And so you know, that's going to be the Golden Age. And then we have the Dark Ages, which is Rome 2 and Attila to a lesser extent. So the Dark Ages, I'm not going to be basically talking shit about the game itself for too much of the video. It's just going to be basically talking about the dates that the game came out, the communities that were going around it. You guys know my thoughts on Total War Network, so Total War Network came around that time, so that's definitely going to be part of the video. The community, the players, the YouTubers, what Creative Assembly was doing, what you know, what we were doing as players, things like that, and then my own personal experiences and what was going on in that time frame. So that's going to be the Dark Ages. And then we have the last video, which is more than likely going to be the shortest of all of them, because we are not even close to biting the surface of it. But I would still hope that you guys kind of watch this video anyway, just so, you know, just to give support. I really want this video series to have a lot of support from you guys, so you guys can go ahead and check this out, please. And I know the fantasy one, we're in the fantasy one right now, but it's still going to be like a historical type of thing where it shows the timeline of what's going on, when this came out, when that came out, what's going on next, what's coming up out until this point. And the fantasy age is going to be focused around Warhammer and Arena, and to a much lesser extent Kingdoms, which is not really fantasy, but it came out around this time. But I will have Warhammer and Arena. Arena is also sort of fantasy based because it has generals from different timelines fighting each other, so it'll have all that included in the fantasy part of the video series. So that's going to be the last one. I'm hoping if we spoilers for the next one, if I continue this series, I'm hoping that depending on what the next historical title is gonna be, the next age might be Modern Age. But again, I'm just making these ages as they come along, not really giving too much insight into them or anything like that, because of I just wanted them to be kind of recognizable, I guess, and make somewhat sense. So anyway, guys, that's my update, I guess. What else? Oh, like I said, these are not going to be in a row. They're not going to be, I'm not going to put out Bronze Age, Silver Age, Golden Age. These are going to be in the next few weeks to maybe a couple months, depending on how much time I can get to make them, because there are also different things that are going to come out. There's going to be different videos that I want to make. So, you know, you guys know, if you guys know my Let's Play history, you guys know that I get bored really easily. Like, my Let's Plays don't even talk. I'm not making any more. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not going to make any more Let's Plays. I apologize for, you know, the last one that I made, because I just get bored. I get bored somewhere in between, and then I can't keep going. So that's why I make all these crazy random videos, mods, fantasy lore, things like that, because of the fact that that keeps my mind going, keeps my mind sporadic. There's also different type of short film ideas that I want to work on, even though, you know, depending on the views and the amount of views, I don't know if that's going to be most of you guys' cup of tea, but I still want to work on those because those are good for me. So that's the reason these are not going to be in a row. They're going to be depending on how everything's going. And plus, Creative Assembly could come out with more mods. I mean, not more mods, more DLCs and free LC and stuff like that I need to review and I need to look at after and play and stuff. And there's mods that come out there. So there are still going to be my normal types of gameplay, my normal videos that I make. But this is going to be a video series. Please, guys, please support this video series. I'm really excited about it. I haven't been this excited for a while for any sort of series that I've made so far. So in a minute. So yeah, just go ahead and support that, guys. Thank you again so much for subscribing. We're over 17,000, which is what I wanted to be in this year. So I'm hoping to at least get close to 18,000 by December. It all depends what's going to go on. You know, how fast, you know, people subscribe to my channel, I guess. So I'm hoping by at least by the end of next year, the end of 2017, to be at 20,000, which is my goal. And then after that it'll be 25,000 and so on and so forth. But anyway, also, guys, there's going to be a poll on Twitter. The poll on Twitter is, which age is your favorite? That's going to be between the 5 ages, the bronze, silver, golden, dark, or fantasy. So go ahead and support that poll. It's going to be on my Twitter page. I'm going to leave a link to it in the description below so you guys can go ahead and participate. I'll leave that poll up for a very long time so you guys can go ahead and I can gauge which one of these eras and videos you guys are going to have the most enjoyment out of, and that'll give me a good idea. And if you guys want to follow me on Twitter, go ahead and follow me on Twitter. This is going to be hashtag Total War Ages. Remember that, hashtag Total War Ages. Thanks again for subscribing. Let's see if we get over 50 likes for this video series. That'll give me a gauge whether you guys are interested in this or not. So go ahead and hit that like button, really, if this is your cup of tea. This is something that you kind of want to see. And go ahead and hit that like button. And as always, guys, if you're new to the channel and you're just gonna check out this video because you're brand new, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Become a sunscriber today. Please subscribe and support my channel if you really like my content. If you don't, give me a try. Sometimes, some videos are better than others. I like them all, but sometimes, it all depends. Anyway, guys, thanks again. This is gonna be Sunjetsu signing off. The Total War Ages. Now, what I'm talking about with this series is, or what I am going to be talking about, is the different ages that separate or come around with each Total War game. So, what exactly does it through? And so, I wanted to be the one to go ahead and do this video series. It's going to be a 5-part video series. The reason I'm making even this video is because I want as many people as possible to watch these videos as they come out. They're not going to... What is up, subscribers? Sunjetsu here, and today I wanted to go ahead and tell you guys of a brand new series that I'm working on called It's Gonna Come, but viewing it, so that's awesome. And when I was making that video, I kind of thought, wait a minute, there is something more that I can make that will document the timeline of Total War and its separate ages that it's gone. What does that mean? Well, coming up with the last, specifically the last, I did the top 5 Lost Total War channels, which you guys have been showing an immense amount of support, commenting on the video, giving me your ideas, giving me your thoughts, liking it, disliking it, obviously.